Hi, friends. I am live and I need to go live on Facebook as well. So if you'll excuse me for just a moment, I'm going to go live on there as well. Actually, before I go live on there, I'm going to shut this window because my dog is being, Roger, you know better. Hey, YouTube family. How you doing? I'm going to go live on Facebook. It's Andrea Lee, L-E-I-G-H, Cox. Let's see here. Okay. For my YouTube family, just before I get started, hi, I'm Andrea Cox. Those of you who are new to this channel, thank you for liking this video and subscribing to this channel. I have a second channel, Andrea Cox TV, that is in health and detox. I think you'll find that extremely helpful as well. Super Chat's on if you'd like to donate to the channel. If you have any questions to ask, it's a $25 minimum. You ask it at the very end, put your email, and I'll send you a response. What else? Links to private readings are in the description box below my other videos. Just look, it's thedetoxintuitive.com. I think you'll find if you watch your sun, moon, rising, or your sign in Vedic astrology, you'll find I'm extremely accurate. Okay, I'm going to get started with just a general moon in Scorpio thing. I'm going to go live on Facebook now. Hey, Facebook family. How are all of you? I am live. I'm about 2 hours later than I usually am. I had a lot of work to finish, so got the work finished and am live on here. Do me a favor as you come on this video. Hi, how you doing? If you can hit the like the video, that lets me know that you can hear me and see me clearly so I can get started. Just, hit the like button on the video and tell me in the comments section where you are tuning in from. I'm in San Diego, California, sunny San Diego. Haven't left the house yet today, not even to work out, which is very unlike me because I had a lot of work to get done. Those of you who are on Facebook, I'm also live on a new YouTube channel called The Detox Intuitive. And if you're already subscribed to Andrea Cox TV on YouTube, thank you. And those of you who are watching on YouTube, it's Andrea Lee, L-E-I-G-H Cox on Facebook. Okay, cool. So I take it you guys can hear me if I see that this video has been liked. This is a video you'll want to watch from, if we have 20 of you on and only 6, okay. Thanks for liking the video, you guys. It increases the algorithms with us together. Hello, Marco in Mexico. Hello, George in Australia. Hello, Brian and Chad, and hello, Ohio. Hello, San Diego. Hello, LA. Hello, Northern Hollywood. Thanks, you guys. So it's a full moon. I think the full moon's tonight, and I think the full moon's in Taurus, but I'm not sure. It could be in Sagittarius, I don't know. But we're actually going into Scorpio season. And I posted on my Instagram page, I actually posted on like my health Instagram page, Raw Chef Andrea, that I have Scorpio heavy in my chart, heavy in my chart. So I felt like who better to do a video talking about like Scorpio than someone with a Scorpio moon, a Scorpio rising, a Scorpio north node, a Scorpio Saturn placement, because let's face it, those are the prominent places in, our charts in Western astrology. And those are the placements I have Scorpio at, unconditional love. Some of us may be on a quest for unconditional love, just getting over a situation that may have taken us like a really long time to get over. Some of us are dealing with like things that we had go on in our childhood that we had never healed and that we're just now like coming to grips with. So I am not an astrologer. I recommend you watch the Leo King. He's a friend of mine if you are into astrology. But what I do recommend is all of you finding out what your sun, moon, rising, and Venus is in your Western chart, and your sun, moon, and rising and Venus in Vedic astrology. So sun, moon, rising, and Venus for me, I'm a Pisces sun, Scorpio moon, Scorpio rising, Pisces Venus. In Vedic astrology, I'm a Pisces sun, Scorpio moon again, and then Libra, Justice, rising, and I believe my Venus is in Aquarius or something like that. But yeah, a lot of us are manifesting new beginnings. This is a great deck, by the way, Sacred Power reading cards by Anna Stark. And I'm going to use Whisper of Healing cards by Angela Hartfield and Josephine Wall to kind of get what we're doing health-wise, because I am a detox specialist, so I always want to touch on health in this area too. So I want to talk about, first of all, like the rebellion that the Scorpio, us moving into Scorpio season brings. And no one would know this rebellion more than myself, even though I don't consider myself a rebel. I'm a complete homebody. I mean, one might even think I'm boring because I really like to rest and relax and rejuvenate and take care of myself. And I'm very into health. But there's a reason people like rebel later in life. And you'll want to watch this video from the beginning if you join in the middle of it. So when we are younger, if we don't break away from our family, and rebel, like as a teenager, like teenage rebellion, where like you stay out all night, or you take your mom's car out or something like that, or you screw up at school, something happens, then we actually rebel against our husband or our wife or our girlfriend or our boyfriend later in life. So if we had a very tyrannical like parent, or a very controlling, you know what I mean? Like a very controlling, dominating parent, will want to change and transform and rebel later in life. It's actually very, very common. So if you are a person that feels like you need to have like a ton of people around you at all times, right? Like you need to always be in the mix. You need to always, and you find yourself very dependent upon other people's opinions, Well, God, I have a decision to make. Let me call so-and-so. Let me call my mom, right? And you're an adult, right? I know there's some of you watching this like, that may be me, right? There's actually things you can do, okay, that won't screw up your whole life. Because a lot of times so I'm going to give an example, right? A lot of times when someone is growing up and they have like a very controlling either parent or matriarch of the family, they will never get that chance to rebel. They're always scared. They're always afraid that, that part of them won't be able to, that the punishment is too great and they're young. So then say this person gets married at like 25, right? And then he's in a relationship, he or she, and because it can go both ways. And all of a sudden, they're about to turn like 40 and, she sleeps with the whole office, or he disappears, or something of that nature. Well, they were never really allowed to branch out on their own. right? So the rebellion factor comes and hits them later. And then they learn because they lose everything. Like they build this beautiful, existence, and they just throw it all to shit because the consequences, of course, when you're an adult are different than when you're a child. So, oh, let me say hello to you guys so you know I'm really live. Hang on. Oh, thank you for hitting the like button, you guys. I appreciate that. Hey, Julie. Hey, Marco. Hey, Nathan. Hey, Frederick. Hey, Bob. Okay, so this rebellion happens later in life, and then they face the consequences, and then, it's a divorce or what have you. Maybe their kids won't talk to them, some shit like that. So how can we get around this? How can we kind of do the rebellion without doing the rebellion? So communicating is a big one. Communicating like suppressed. I feel like I'm not being who I am meant to be, right? So a lot of times too, the reason we are paired up with people in life is to repeat a pattern of our childhood because we didn't get the lesson then and we need to get the lesson now. So I was blessed. I had a mom that let us make our own mistakes and was we didn't want to piss her off. She kind of gave us a look like she was pissed, but she allowed us to make our own mistakes. We had the freedom to make our own mistakes. And if we did do something stupid, and each of us did, and I don't know, maybe it was because she was a single parent, maybe it was because she raised 3 girls, and that's really tough to do. She allowed us the space to make our own mistake, and then we had to lay in our own bed. You know what I mean? So it was very free. It was a very freeing experience. So I rebelled when I was like 20. I moved out when I was 18, and I rebelled when I was 20. I went through a year of just, bullshit. And then I was done. I was like, okay, I acted like a complete idiot for a year. I think I'm done with that. I think I'll really get serious about life now. But if you don't have that opportunity, if you didn't have the amazing mom that I had, you will never go through that process. So there are a lot of people not being who they are, right? And they're wearing masks, right? And they get into a relationship with this big ass mask on, right? And then that relationship goes to shit, and they get in another relationship. So we have a lot of people walking around wounded, right? And then what happens is they wound people that weren't formally wounded, and then those people wound other people, and we've got a whole entire earth of wounded people. So let me talk about Scorpio season and tie this in for all of you. Being a Scorpio moon, Scorpio rising, Scorpio north node, Scorpio Saturn placement. Hello, all water. Scorpio is known as the death card in the tarot deck, the Phoenix rising, right? The death and rebirth. They say when someone dies or when you go through a breakup of a relationship or a marriage, that Scorpios will kind of flock around you. You'll meet a Scorpio, or you'll be friends with a Scorpio, or all the Scorpios in your family will come around. That's actually very true. And it's because you're going through a death process and there needs to be a rebirth, right? So as we go into Scorpio season, a lot of rebellion. Scorpio is also a very sexual sign. Intimacy. I drew the intimacy card right when I said that. That's how that always works. Scorpio is also a very, sexual sign. It's a very, alluring sign. A lot of people are attracted to Scorpios. They don't want to get involved with Scorpios because Scorpios are the sign that see through people. They see through bullshit. They see through lies. We see through everything. You cannot hide anything from us. We will like pierce through you like a bullet. We see through you. So and if you have Lilith going through a part of your chart or something, it might be a very suspicious time for you, but hopefully you don't. But, you know, Scorpios are suspicious. They are known as the researchers of the tarot. They're also known, again, as the tree of life, the death and rebirth. So as far as the rebellion, there might be a little bit more action going on than usual. You might find yourself feeling a little more, you know, how should I say it? Outgoing, a little more expressive. You might feel you're connected to source a little more during Scorpio season. And the reason for this is because Scorpios are about emotion, the deep, dark emotions we don't like to talk about. It's important to balance your energy before we go through this time. And yes, it's important to express your freedom of speech, of telling the world who you are, the freedom of expression, the freedom of being who you are meant to be. Because if, you know, what most people don't know is that and this is true, there is a sacred wisdom that comes through going through Scorpio season and the death of what was and the rebirth of what is to come. So June, July, August of last year, right before we entered into Scorpio season, we had a lot of people do the rebellion phase that just didn't get to do the rebellion phase in their childhood because they had maybe a matriarch of the family or a parent that was too controlling. So what happens is the universe, God, our angels, our ancestors are really smart. They're really smart, right? What happens is they then pair us up with someone who, you know, is amazing, is super sexy, is totally cool, but maybe if you know, pass them or betray them, they become that matriarch of the family. That's what the universe does because we have not learned the lesson. Okay? So, came up again, energy balance. Purification. So look at this season as a time to purify the soul. It's not a time to rebel and lash out and, you know, go cheat on your husband or your wife or whatever. It's actually a time to have those feelings come up and to express them and communicate them in a way that the other person will understand them. Okay? You'll be much more communicative during Scorpio season than any other season, especially about your deepest, darkest fears and your desires and your wants and your needs, to where at any other time you would just go rebel. Scorpio season is going to give you a chance to articulate that, which is vitally important. So I'm going to do just a sorry, you guys, I was deleting that. I'm going to just pull a health card and then a card also from this deck that gives us a mantra to say through Scorpio season. I don't want that one. Animal Kingdom came up. Maybe time to look up your animal totem. Maybe time to look up, you know, adopt a pet, something of that nature. So transformation, I shared this one on my Instagram today. And it's because in this deck, this is the Scorpio card. It's the death and rebirth, the phoenix rising after the ashes. So I'm just going to look it up in here real quick. And I'm going to read to you whenever I find it. Oh, and I wanted to thank, for all of you on YouTube, thank you. Both the Aries and the Capricorn video in the last month got over 20,000 views. And for a new YouTube channel, that's amazing. And some of the other videos for the channel just being 3 months old have like 9,000, 7,000, 5,000 views. I really appreciate that. The phoenix, much like the caterpillar, transforms into new life after experiencing the end of an earth cycle. Just as the phoenix rises from the ashes, what you have perceived to be a negative outcome is actually filled with positivity. Now is the time for rebirth and rejuvenation. You have come so far on your journey and have reached the end of this cycle in your life. The sacred firebird is a conscious creator, choosing to accept inevitablities and using them to produce positive experiences. Within each negative experience, such as physical trauma and spiritual and emotional suffering, you have reached a point where new life is forming. Right now, the phoenix has returned to remind you to leave the baggage behind, to let go of your past and move forward. Use those negative experiences as motivation towards future goals and achievements. During this transformational process, you will emerge with confidence, strength, and direction. If you are currently experiencing hardship, emotional imbalances such as depression and melancholy, know that the hard times are almost over and a new life is on the horizon. If you are in a relationship, the phoenix represents strong change, encouraging you to look within to find self-confidence, independence, and mutual understanding with your significant other. Hang on. Roger, come. This change represents the formation of a new relationship, including the relationship we have with ourselves. The energy of the phoenix requests that we access our daily rituals and habits for their necessity. Are they serving us? This one's so true. Do we need to cut them away and release them? Like the phoenix, you will rise from the ashes stronger, powerful, and energized. I am to transform, conquer, and resolve past issues with strength, courage, and willpower. I choose to transform my life now. I am able to transform, conquer, and resolve past issues with strength, courage, and willpower. I choose to transform my life now. One more time. This is what you have to say in the mirror every morning before you put the shiny shit on your face, before you take a shower, before you ladies gunk up your face. I have a little bit too much shine on today. This is what you need to say in the mirror. And gentlemen, you too. I am able to transform, conquer, and resolve past issues with strength, courage, and willpower. I choose to transform my life now. So if you did not grow up with an amazing parent like I had, who allowed just enough freedom, not too much. We weren't allowed to we had curfews. If you didn't grow up with a parent who allowed you to be whatever you wanted to be, right? If you didn't have that blessing, if you weren't able to say, you know what, Dad, I don't want to be a doctor, or I don't want to do what you did, or no, I don't want to work for the family business, or no, I don't want to marry that person, or I'm gay, or I'm, any of that, right? If you weren't able to do that, you might be going through this process now, or you might have went through this process a year ago when a lot of people did because of the planetary shifts. If this resonates, hit the like button and comment below. Seriously, I'd love to hear your story. That needed to happen in order for you to transform. And this might be your time. So now we're being tested to transform in a different way. where we don't act like a complete asswipe, right? Because what that did was it wounded a lot of other people. And a lot of us, if we had heavy Scorpio in our chart, we're able to pull ourselves out of the mire and the muck and the thick shit. But a lot of people weren't. And they're still walking around wounded, and now they're wounding others. And you can't hold on to past shit, past baggage, old relationships that don't work, old jobs that are not serving you, right? Transformation. One other thing about Scorpios and having a Scorpio moon, where they say having a Scorpio moon is the worst place to have Scorpio in your chart, because we are the most loving kind, but if someone betrays us, it's like, oh, under the belt. And that takes years to conquer. And to be honest, I think I just conquered mine this past year. Seriously, it takes years to conquer. But one other thing is Scorpios aren't afraid to transform. There is, and please tell her I mentioned her channel, The Quietest Revolution. She did an absolute beautiful Pisces video for November that describes me being a Pisces to the T, to the T. It felt like she was talking to me. And she said a similar message about Scorpios too. She said it's always like winning, winning, because Scorpio, Pisces, Cancer were the water signs, so creative. And when I started my second business, this business that you are watching on YouTube right now, and some of you know about on Facebook, I've kept it a little hush-hush because of my health and detox business. I was petrified, petrified. 3 months into that YouTube channel, I have videos getting 20,000 views in like 5 days. And I've had another YouTube channel for years that, for like 5 years, and it's only got 18,000 subscribers. Yeah, it has 4 million views, but 18. So I knew when I got into the tarot, I knew my intuition was kicking in, and I would practice on friends and they would be like, oh my God, Andrea, you're freaking me out. You're so on point. And I knew that it was stepping across the line of deterring from what I did. And I knew that I shouldn't have my eggs in more than one basket. But the thing about Scorpios, and the reason they're not afraid to transform, really all water signs, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpios, we cannot stand like a copying nature, you know, and we cannot stand when an area of our business, and we're often copied, often, because so creative. We cannot stand when an area of our business has been infiltrated with like unknowledgeable people. And so I felt like, God, I've been in health and detox, and I'm still in health and detox. Still everything. We just put up the new retreat dates like last week. So still completely doing that. But I felt like that business, you know, when you know everything in a subject, and it's coming to a time where pretty much everybody else knows you need to go plant-based, you need to eat gluten-free, etc. I felt like it was being infiltrated by a lot of people who didn't know shit, who had just kind of copied off of what others were doing. And so I was so drawn to this. I was like, God, how can I tie the two together? Well, I reached down and found my #1 quote that I've said for over a decade. Our issues live in our tissues. You cannot get healthy in the body unless you square away your past life karma, your present life karma, your poor, you know, whatever, upbringing, relationship problems, whatever it is, addictions, we all have them. So this is important to remember as we go through Scorpio season, because Scorpio season is about transformation. It's about becoming the person you really are meant to be, instead of, you know, working for a boss that's a prick, and then you bring all that prickiness back home. You know, maybe that's your story, or, you know, or blaming, you know, your husband for stuff when really, you know, you're maybe your older brother or your dad was like when you were growing up, you know, or a past relationship was like, you know, it's that same stuff. A lot of people walking around wounded, and when we wound others and they walk around wounded, I mean, you guys, I've had, and this is long, long years and years ago, I've had ex-boyfriends that were like bitter against me, and I didn't even break up with them for like years. I'm just like, I'm sorry for what I have no idea what I did to you. So and that's their shit, you know, that's their shit that they need to heal, right? So it's about healing your shit, so to not put your shit on other people. Please go through the transformation of Scorpio season. You will not regret it. I don't know what I just did with the card, but I'm going to close you off by showing the beautiful Phoenix. I'm just going to close you off because Roger, here's someone at the door. Thank you guys. Be well. Roger. Oh, honey. Really? It's okay. It's okay. Hang on 1 second, you guys. Roger, come here. Stop. It's enough. No. Stop. Okay, let's go outside. Come on. Okay, you guys, I'm going to head off of here. Thanks, you guys, so much for joining me. I think I'm going to do the Cappy video next. I'm going to do a live video, and then I'll be doing a live video tonight, and then I have more readings to get out for you guys on YouTube. As far as the private readings, if you want to book a private reading, I'll put the email address right here, or the So for the private readings, I want to specify this because I've had a lot of people book and then expect the reading in 24 hours. If you want the reading in 24 hours, there's a drop-down menu. It explains it at the top of the page. You go to the detoxintuitive.com, you hit spiritual gifts and offerings, choose the type of private reading you want. The health readings are going out the door. People are giving them as gifts, as Christmas presents. People are hopping over to my other website and buying the digital detox. It's really a beautiful thing to see. But if you want, there's an extra fee for 24-hour readings. If not, I get them to you within like 3 to 5 business days. So I want you guys to know that, business days. What else? But I'm going to can the private readings on Friday of this week for I don't know how long, because I had one day where I got 13 readings in a day. And when you get that many, it was off the Aries or the new Capricorn video that has like 20,000 views. Thank you very much. That I shot last week. So thanks so much, you guys. I'm going to do another reading for one of the signs next. I appreciate each and every one of you. Bye.